Hello Cancer, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess, ready to do your weekly reading from September 3rd to round about the 9th. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please, buttons underneath. I'd love you to subscribe and join us on this journey. Sorry, I'm having trouble with the S's today. If my readings don't resonate with you, then you can look for another reader, or you can have a look at your other birth aspects such as your moon, rising or ascendant, and your Venus. Cards I'm using today are the Handsome Roberts deck. They're a nice little pack of cards, so I find them very easy to shuffle. I think that's everything. So, Cancer. Cancer. Okay, bottom of the deck, Cancer, Ace of Swords. Are you ready to speak to your truth to someone this week, or are you ready to cut something out of your life that no longer serves you? There's a very, very strong feeling here, and I actually got this feeling before I laid this down. So I feel like you're really on a bit of a journey, you've got a bit of a mission happening this week. It's a very strong energy with you where you're sort of either done with something and you want to speak up and tell your truth, but something you need to cut out, and you've got to do it because it's just that I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying that there's this energy of you've got to get it done. You're very, very much a person on a mission this week. Okay, so first card out of the deck is Temperance, and yes, I feel this because it feels to me like you've done a lot of work and you've come around to this place where you are really balanced. You really have worked yourself out. It's almost like you've come to this place of calm and you're now ready to do what you need to do. The Temperance talks about having, this lovely balance in your life. Like, in the picture in the Rider-Waite, she's got one foot in the water and one foot on the ground, which very much describes her being grounded but comfortable in her emotions. You see her pouring water from one cup to the other. This is because she's trying to keep the cups with the same amount in them. So she's pouring water or love, emotions, from one cup to the other to keep them balanced. Very, very much a good energy. I think this is really where you are at the moment and why you're feeling you need to make some changes. So in comes the Death card after that. So two cards, two major arcanas. The Death card talks about transformation. It talks about huge change. It feels like you've done some incredible work on yourself to bring you around to where you are now. I feel like a lot of you have worked through childhood issues, emotions, maybe around, not being able to, because Cancer is very, very much about their emotions. They're very emotional people, but I feel like it's maybe you've got some, I don't want to say control, because control is such a tacky, cold word, but it's almost like you've brought your emotions into some sort of order now. You're not approaching things with this very emotional way. It's like you're understanding how to work with those emotions. That's the best way to put it. You're understanding how to work with these emotions now. You're not coming in all emotional, and you're thinking about what you're doing before you move in, and you're really taking on this King of Rods energy. That's what's happening. It's like you're bringing your emotions into a much more passionate way and being able to present them like the King of Wands, where you're coming forward with a very strong sense of direction and moving in the direction you want to move into. You're very passionate, and it's like you've channeled this into something very different. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles talks about working on something new. It talks about investing in something. Sometimes it can talk about a third party. It doesn't feel like that at the moment, but definitely could be more than one person involved in whatever you're doing here. Wherever you're moving to, however you're going to approach this with the Ace of Swords, maybe it's a work thing, Maybe you're ready to move into a work environment and, you know, and cut losses. But it's definitely a feeling of, you know, working on something, some sort of project. But 3 people could be involved. And then we come in with the 2 of Swords. So not only do we have the Ace of Swords up the front as your main energy, we now have the 2 of Swords sitting here. So it does feel like you're about to cut something out of your life. And now looking at this 3 of Pentacles, are you about to cut a 3rd person out of something? Maybe you're waiting for someone to cut a 3rd person out and you're ready to cut them out and if they don't get it done. But definitely with the 2 of Swords, it talks about 2 very equal energies. It's a decision to be made between the 2, and you don't have all the information, and we can see that in the moon here. So it's like you're a bit blinded at the moment. It's like you're not looking at both options the way you should. Or else you've got yourself blindfolded because you know what options you want to take, but you're fearful of moving forward on the one you want. Okay, and then we have the 3 of Swords, definitely 3rd party here. Okay, so is it that you are ready to take someone out of your life? Is it you're ready to cut something out of your life? Because the 3 of Swords talks about heartache and pain. If with the 3s, both 3s here, I feel like you either leaving a relationship behind, and that's why we're Ace of Swording it here, and the Temperance and transformation. You're transforming one relationship here to move into the next. So 3 of Swords definitely here waiting for you to move forward. This is a lot of heartbreak and pain here, Cancer. Okay, and then we have the Hermit. So I don't know whether this energy has passed here or whether you're still in this energy, but it's definitely the energy of really thinking this through. And I think you need to, because this Queen of Swords, 2 of Swords here, sorry, there's this energy of having to take time out to understand this heartbreak or this heartache before you move on. It's hard to now apply this to work. It could still be a work situation. But whatever it is, you're leaving something behind that's really, it's really cutting you up to do this. This pain is right in the middle of all this. So whatever it is, whatever you're cutting out, it's going to cause you a lot of pain and you're going to need some more of the Hermit time. Okay, then we have the 7 of Swords here. Heavy energy, Cancer. Okay, 7 of Swords can sometimes talk about, you know, sneakiness or bad behaviour. I feel like that's what it is here. Something's going on here. Maybe you've been having 2 people on the trot for a while. I don't think this is just leaving one person to move to another person. I actually think that you've either been in love with someone for a while or you're moving towards another person. This 7 of Swords says to me that your behaviour is coming across as somewhat sneaky. So you're going backwards and forwards. Not a great energy here. That's okay though, because you're going to make a decision now. So I guess you're moving out of this. I've got the 4 of Swords here in reverse. So yes, I think even though the Hermit energy is here, you have done a lot of thinking about this. And now it's upside down. So for me, that says you are ready to move forward on this. I think that the decision you've had to make here with the 2 Swords is you really don't want to leave the person that you're with, or you're with someone that you love, but you want to move on to someone that maybe you are in love with. Because whatever it is here, both options here bring across this feeling of pain and separation. But you've definitely put a lot of thought into this before you move forward. Okay, and here's the Page of Pentacles. So this is the offer you're making to someone else. It's not the biggest offer at the moment. Maybe you're not in the position to make a really big offer, but it might be the offer of, I am coming towards you and I have made the decision. I'm on my way. You haven't actually done this yet, but you're definitely ready to go ahead on it. And you're sending someone a message of stability here. So no longer a third-party relationship. You've made the decision to move forward on it. It's a tough energy, because I think that even though you're leaving someone behind, it's a very difficult thing for you to do. Okay, and then we have the card of transformation again. So this is the Death card, and you've obviously got it here as well with the with the Hanson Roberts deck. And it talks about a time of natural transition and transformation. And I very much feel like, as I said to you in the beginning, before I even did your reading, very, very much a feeling of you learning to channel your emotions differently and not to let things get out of control, being able to speak up and do what you need to do without becoming too emotional. So pretty tough reading, Cancer, but that's your week. Thanks for listening.